Little species can make huge differences because even if they're little, they're usually very abundant. My name is Galimany and I'm a postdoc fellow at the Smithsonian Marine Station in Fort Pierce. Oysters and clams which feed on phytoplankton, which are teeny tiny algae that live in the water. So oysters and clams are very happy when they have enough organic matter, don't need to sort it out of many other things that might be in the water. They're also happy when they find a good temperature range and when they have a nice sediment to live on. So if they are in good conditions, oysters and clams can help us clean up the environment in the sense that if there's too much organic matter, they're going to use it because it's their food source and the water will be more transparent and cleaner. In 2011, there was a big algae bloom, which was called the superbloom. The whole bloom lasted months. And what happened was that an algae bloom is a very thick concentration of algal cells. So because it was so thick in the water, the light couldn't go down to the bottom. So the seagrasses didn't have enough light and they died. And within the seagrasses, other animals died. Manatees lost a lot of habitat. We thought that beginning with oysters and clams was a good idea because they were once a very important fishery in the area. There's not anymore, and we thought there was a huge overfishing event, especially for clams. But there's a lot of restoration effort. So we want to see if we are trying to put all these animals back in the water to do the ecological role that they used to do so they can continue cleaning the water and restore the environment as it was. Are they gonna be happy now as they were years ago? So what we're doing is we're setting up these filter feeding devices. We pump up the water from the site itself and we measure what oysters and clams are eating. We want to see how much organic and inorganic are in the water and in the whole digestive process. We want to make sure that we separate them because they are very different parts of their diets. So we need to know which are the feces, so what they end up getting out of their bodies because they have not digested it, but it's gone through the whole digestive system, and the pseudofeces, which are all those particles that are retained on the gills, but they decide not to ingest.
So this is really the best way to sort of isolate the potential food from the water, is to filter it. What you're left with is this nice brown, or in some cases green, organic matter that's left on the filter, and then we can analyze that to see what its components are.
People might not think of them because they're little and they're not easy to find. What matters is that they are in very big abundances. And since they are very abundant in some areas, how they can change the water inside can be very important.
So by looking at what mussels and oysters are eating in the river and in different areas in the river, we can start to figure out what role they're playing in the ecosystem and what allows them to live in certain areas, maybe be excluded from others. So it might be a reason why in some areas there's a higher abundance of these bivalves and in other areas there's a lower abundance.
Local communities, like people at the Banana River Resort, have really made this research possible by providing us with facilities to use and support to conduct our research on the lagoon.
We are a water sports-based property, so a lot of our business has to do with being on the water or in the water, whether here in the Banana River Lagoon or over in the ocean side. So we feel a real connection to the lagoon, and anything we can do to help out the life sources here and help clean up, we're happy to do.
All right, guys,
working with the Smithsonian research team has been great. We've learned a lot about our own backyard. Is that a beaker?
It's an Erlenmeyer flask.
Oh yeah. As well as, you know, giving them an opportunity to do the research they need to in a great location. We're really fortunate to have them here, and it's been a really great time working with them.
Everything worked perfect, so thank you. To me, this is a very important research because we can help all the community, not just the scientific community, but also people who live here, people who's interested in restoring the bays, in keeping them healthy, how they can do that. We have the tools and we have the knowledge, so we want to help everyone who is environmentally conscious of what's going on and how to solve what's going on in these waters.